Mike, good morning. Welcome to the team.
Thanks, Tarun. Great to be here.
So excited to have you on the journey, man. It was just the last 2 weeks of being together with you. Of course, 6 months before then, your humility, your leadership, your operating mindset, your leaning in. Just super excited to have you in this role, Chief Security and Trust Officer. Very, very big hire for us. Very big decision, to bring somebody in like yourself from a very, very large public company. And it's just very excited to have you on the team. I cannot, hopefully, in the next 10 minutes we'll see my excitement. But Mike, it'll be great if you introduce yourself for the people listening.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I've been here with Veza now for just over 2 weeks. I've been a CISO for 4 major global companies, life sciences and healthcare focused, pharmaceutical focused. Most recently, I was the Chief Digital Trust Officer at Takeda. I was also the CISO at Allergan and GSK. And I've been navigating and working with many, many Fortune 500 companies and many, many technology transformation projects for a long time. Had plenty of roles in different parts of technology. And excited to focus on in an area that I think the industry sorely needs and the security area sorely needs to focus on. So this is really exciting for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That background speaks for itself. And when we, often people, this last week people were asking like, hey, how does it work of having somebody go from a 50,000 person company to a 150-person company, and what went on your mind? And my point was like, look, for key leadership hires, you're looking for common denominators, trustworthy operating mindset, humility, willing to leaning into roll up the sleeves, and having that operating mode of go forward and high integrity and trust. So I think those are all really, really great parts of your personality that we love. Mike, if you had to sum up 1 or 2 reasons, why you decided to make this decision? I know this was a big decision for you as well.
Yeah, it's a 3-part answer, Tarun. Number 1 is, as we all know, every business is fundamentally based on data and digital and modern technology. If they're not already, they will have to be. But I still believe most companies are, and they will continue to be. And their technology computing needs to get more modern, so they need the cloud. And once you use the cloud, you start to get into zero trust architectures. It's a necessity given all the users and the variability of users you're going to be supporting. So zero trust architecture with the cloud is a requirement. And fundamentally, if you commit to do the cloud and zero trust architecture, you have to double down on doing identity security and doing access control very, very well. High variability, many, many different data repositories, many different SaaS systems, many different infrastructure as a service, platform as a service options. All those options get really, really variable really, really fast. So doing access control across all of them, so you can fundamentally answer that question: who can do what on what data, and who can take what action on what data, and the permissions and how complex they are. All of that we have to get a better handle on. And Veza is right at the forefront of doing that for customers. And it's really, really exciting for me to join and help us on that journey.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think just the way you speak, Mike, gets me fired up. That problem statement of who can take what action on what data. Right. It's largely completely unsolved problem, and it's just shocking. That to me, it's the most important element of cybersecurity, right? To operate with the principle of least privilege, as you said. Yep. So no, absolutely share that passion of, the use cases are abundant beyond just access management, single sign-on, to things like SaaS security or securing data lakes or non-human identity management, or even thinking of things like privilege access monitoring, as you said. So, if I can change quickly, I would say this is a matter of timing here, Mike. We've all heard about Change Healthcare over the last 2 to 3 weeks, especially after what the news came from Microsoft Blizzard attack, and so love to get your take, especially coming from a healthcare and life sciences industry like yourself. If you don't mind sharing, your perspective, what happened, where are we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you mentioned, Tarun, I've been in life sciences, been in healthcare for a long time. I'm still a board advisor for the Health ISAC. I've been on their board for 8 years. And the fundamental mission of that group and that board is to make healthcare more resilient and more secure. And this really, really hits home because an incident like the Change Healthcare incident, it impacts patients. And the bottom line, patients deserve better. They shouldn't have to worry about the technology resiliency. They shouldn't have to worry about anything like this impacting their ability to get care. And frankly, the doctors and the practitioners shouldn't have to worry about it to deliver care. So anything that impacts this as broadly as something like Change did, and you're impacting revenue streams. You're impacting the ability to get prescriptions paid for. There's so much ripple effect. So it's really, really important to understand the absolute criticality of having technology that's resilient and sustainable. Security used to be about protecting intellectual property, protecting confidential data. Of course, it still is. But technology resiliency and sustainability is really important. And the anchor to Veza and for access control and intelligent access and identity security here is that it's very, very likely, it'll still remain to be seen, there's still details being disclosed, but this was a ransomware attack, we know that.
Right.
Most of the time, ransomware gets into the environment and spreads based on overprivileged accounts. And accounts with too much privilege, they have too much access to do too many different things across the network. Therefore, it spreads really, really quickly, probably spreads with a lot of power and does a lot of impact. So recognizing and understanding what your accounts can do and what their permissions they have is really, really important mitigation here, because that's what we'll learn as things come forward. But that's likely going to be a big factor here, is that some level of access was over provisioned or misused, and therefore this spread, and it's having tremendous impact. And the impact this will have in the industry can't be understated. It's a tremendously high impact incident that hopefully we can all learn from and do better.
Absolutely. No, Mike, I was just sharing with you, I just met the head of identity access at the world's third largest hospital in the world. And, he was sharing stories of how you're 24/7, and he was recounting the story 31st December. And this gentleman, got a call because the doctor was not able to log into a system. Talk about resiliency, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it had to do with identity. And and just last week again was talking to a Fortune 100 chief information security officer, where just like you said, identity is now the firewall, and
Right.
and that's how critical it is to the business. Or number one focus for organizations worldwide. Now that's I let you wrap it up, Mike, again from Team Veza. Welcome. Very excited to have you on board to go build 2024 and beyond. But let you finish with a few comments.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Tarun. And yeah, it's easy for us to sit in ivory tower and say we never pay a ransom. But to your point, when you got 200 people in ICU, you pay it pretty quickly because you can't afford to be without your technology. I'll say this in closing: the timing is really, really interesting and pertinent. Just this morning, Cyber Risk Alliance released the results of a survey around identity security, and only 27% of the respondents said that they were confident they had control in this area. And I'm not even sure, frankly, 25% is accurate. It's probably less than that. But that's a huge growing problem. And it's like that Bruce Springsteen song. As soon as you make progress, you take 2 steps back, it feels like. Because all of this stuff is changing on the side while you're trying to get control of this. There's more cloud going up. There's more data going to the cloud. There's more variability going on in your SaaS estate. So all of that is changing, and it's a huge problem. And I look really, really forward to working with Veza to help address.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Welcome to the team again. As we say, zero trust is incomplete without the principle of least privilege. Said very well. Thank you so much. We better get back to work here and take our mission forward. Thank you so much, Mike, to be on the journey.
Great to be here. Thank you.